Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new tutorial and following with the painting of the Curse City. Now it's time for Jelsen. It's called Jelsen Darrock. So he is the witch hunter, or how it's called, the executioner. But I will call it him the witch hunter of the Curse City. So we are going to paint him very similar to how I paint the warband from X-Vein. So I'm going to use leather tones. And yeah, let's just start cracking it. So I will start using the, what's called this color? Yeah, rattling green, and I will do the trousers with this color. I will do the trousers and the metal parts, okay? To be fair, and as well, no, the boots, no. I will do this part here, okay? And I'm using contrast especially because these parts are quite hidden, and yeah, at the end you're just looking to avoid that it's looking white. And it's not an easy reach, so I went to go with this leather touch, and I think I will go up to the boots. Later on we can play with the boots if we want, because I'm not sure where these things are finishing here. But when you apply the contrast, it will also help to pop up the different elements. Later on we can give different colors. Okay. So we apply this, the rattling green, and I will be back for the next step. Okay, so once the previous wash have dried, now I'm going to do the jacket or coat, and I'm going to use Garagax Sewer. Okay. Okay, and I will use this as well on the hat. So we are going to take brush, this is not the best one we have, and we are going to apply it over the jacket. It's going to be quite greenish brown, a dirty brown in a way, but I like a lot for this type of finishing, like weathered leather, something like that. So I'm imagining him wearing a leather jacket. We want to apply as well here inside. You can see how interesting looks now the rattling green. I think it's a very good color, very nice, interesting alternative. If you need to do grays or even to do black, it's a very good alternative, because then you do a white with no oil and you have a very interesting black with a lot of depth. So I'm going to apply this on the jacket. This is Garagax Sewer. I highly recommend this color. I think it's a very interesting color that gives also very good finishing. So I'm doing that on the jacket, on the hat, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to use a snake by leather, and I will do this type of thing that is over the jacket. I don't know how to call this thing. We are going to try not to put too much and spread it over. We can even take some water to make it thinner, because you want to keep it light to have contrast with the jacket that is much darker. Okay. And the bells, I will go again for a dark color. Okay, and doing like that. And this color we only use it for this type of thing that I don't know how to call this. Okay, and there is a little bit here at the back. And I will use it as well for the gloves to make the glove a little bit to pop up against the jacket. Okay, so I'm going to do as well the other glove, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, here we are. Next step, I'm going to use wildwood. I will use Zygor brown on the belts. Okay, on the different belts we have. And I think here I will use at the end, because I was hesitating, but I will use at the end snake bite leather. So we are going to use Zygor brown on the bells. Okay, and I don't care too much if I'm covering the buckle, because we are going to paint over later on. Okay. I was hesitating between Zygor brown or wildwood, but at the end I decided to go for Zygor brown, because I think sometimes what happens with the support is I go off camera because it's impacting something, the support, and it's not that comfortable. So I think I will paint without the support when I'm doing videos. So I have the feeling I move more out of camera. It's easier. Okay, and I will use, because I'm hesitating how to do different bags. I think I will do just the small one with Zygor brown, and I will go back. This is the thing that you have to keep balancing how you apply the browns, because I want to keep everything on browns, but I want to have a contrasting palette at the end, right? So you don't want to look everything the same. You want to give textures, you want to give different things. So I'm going to use now snake bite leather. I think now I'm punching this better. I was punching it wrongly for a long time. Here we go, snake bite leather is this one, sorry. Okay. And we are going to do the back at the back and this type of ornament on the head. Okay, because I think I want to look for something. If I have used Zygor brown on for this one, it will have looked too close to the Garagag sewer. And I think like that we have a nice, and then we can use XV88 or even the Magic Desert to highlight and increase the contrast. And I'm going to do the same on this bag that you can see have some metal reinforcements at the corners. So very modern, this thing. And then I will, this is an executioner sword, okay, to cut heads. So I think there I'm going to use a different color to do the scarab. I think I will use a darker color. Okay. Or even we can use black. I think I will use black for the scarab. And now as we paint this, that is just next to the sword, I'm just going over the metallic part a little bit to ensure that everything is painted. And this thing, I don't know what it's representing, if it's metal or not. And then I will do one thing here. We'll apply a little, because if I apply just to block the color there, I will apply a little bit here that I have some white, like that, and we can see. And I'm going to do one thing though, that I will take a small brush and I will do the eye patch. Like that. Then we have here . Not easy to reach there, but I think like that should be okay. So I will wait now that all this dries and I'm back. Okay. Next step, I'm going to use iron breaker for all the metallic parts. Okay. So I'm going to use in the buckles and in the armor plates that we have here and there, as well on the decoration on the pistol, the hammer. So all the parts that are metallic. For example, here this is a armor plate. Okay. The weight here, the buckle. Okay, so we'll do all these metallic parts with iron breaker and I'm back for the next step. Okay, we have put the metal. I also have put here the Zyger brown because I forgot on this part of the bell. And now I'm realizing I forgot this metallic here. I will do it later, no problem. Now I'm going to use agarus dunes and we are going to do the stakes with agarus dunes. I don't know, but I have the feeling that the stake has to be clear wood. I don't know why. We apply this one here. We'll do all the stakes in agarus dunes. And we'll do as well the other one. So I'm going to do all the stakes in agarus dunes and I'm back for the next step. Okay. Next step I'm going to use ragling beam and I'm going to do the scarabs of the sword. I will do the handle as well, so I will do the weapons with that. This is a executioner sword. Executioner? It's a sword that was used in executions to cut the head of the people in the medieval. It's the sword that does not have a flat ending. I mean this one here. And it's a very long sword. So this was really heavy one. And I may imagine that he's using it to cut the head of the vampires when they are wounded. So this is a really heavy weapon. And I think black will be the color that will match with this type of weapon. Well, rattling green will give the ending of a weathered black or bleach black. Like a black that is not have lost some color and start moving into gray. You can see here that it's almost gray. Okay. Now I'm going to here. So I'm going to do this and the dagger and I'm back for the next step. Okay. And now the last contrast we are going to use for this moment and then we will start doing the highlights. Well, we will need to do first a shade with Aguirre shade, but we are going to apply now Gorgunda, more reddish brown, to do the wood on the weapon and as well the handle of the hammer. So we are going to apply it here, not too much. And I like it a lot how it's contrasting with the rest of the browns. I think giving this orangey reddish wood, it's really nice. This is why I will put it as well on the weapon. And I keep the stakes in this more pine type of wood. Okay. You can see I've been using quite a thin brush. This brush, believe it or not, is a fine detail brush from Citadel, long time ago. I bought it a long time ago. You can see that they still have the back yellow that was used in the past for the brushes. And to apply contrast in a controlled way, like I'm doing here, they still work quite well. Okay. And this is synthetic brush. Okay, I will finalize all this and then back for the next step. Okay, so next step, what this cover looks like now, we're going to apply Aglax air shade on the metallic parts. Okay, this will give depth and will also tie up the metallic part with all the rest of the paint jobs. So we're going to apply this. Try not to, that is not pulling. Try not to do that. If you go on the ladder on the wood, it's not going to be the end of the wall in that case, because everything is on the brown tone, so almost everything. I will try to avoid to go over the browns too much, especially I will avoid the stakes. Okay, I want to keep the stakes quite clear. And you also want to avoid to touch the face, but it's going to be quite easy in that case. So I'm going to apply this as well on the armor plates that you see here. Okay, you want to give this nice shading. These armor plates are excellent sculpted, and the Aglax shade will do the work for you. We're going to put in the hammer and all the parts, okay? All the metallic parts. So I'm going to do that, and I'm back once it has dried for the next step. Okay, so now we have applied all the contours, we have done the wash on the metallics, and now it's time to start working on the details. So I will start with the face because it's the most hidden part, and I will start using doing the eyes. So I'm going to use Corpus Black, okay, this color, and a very thin brush, and we're going to apply it in the eye. I don't know if it's visible because it's really a hidden eye in that case. Now I wait that this dries. While this is drying, I'm going to take some Cadian flesh tone, and I want to clean up some shading. I will not do too much because again the face is very hidden, not easy to reach, so it's not making too much sense to dedicate too much time on this face. Take a brush, a bigger brush to take from here. Okay, and we are going to because I have like a very dark shade in there, and I want to make it less dark. Something like that. Now we'll take, we'll put it by boom and slow my palette. I'm going to apply very little next to the nose. And again at the below the eye. Now I'm taking white. I will put it in the eye. Okay. And I will use again Corvus Black. To find the right position. No, it's done. We have a good eye there. Not very visible. So let's go to work now on the leather. I will start with the jacket leather, and to work on that I think I will use Gothard brown and Bainbred brown. Okay, I have them here. Gothard brown in case I need it. Just mixing them. No, I did here a mess. So they just okay. So what we are going to do, I'm going to take a different brush. This is too thin for what I want to do. So I'm going to take first Gothard brown. In Gothard brown maybe it's a little bit too dark. Yeah, I think I will go with directly with Bainbred brown, quite thin. And I will just do like that. Okay. I will add highlight where I think it's going to highlight where is needed, and I will play with the Gothard brown in case I need to make it more browny. Okay, the only part that we need to be careful is this one here, because this we have the join between the two parts of the miniature, so I will go a little bit with Gothard brown on top to ensure that it's not very visible, and then I will use the Bainbred brown. I need to wet it twice, to be fair. I will wet this twice. In the meantime I will use this to go on other parts of the jacket. So I'm mixing Gothard and Bainbred. This way you have, it's not that exaggerated, and then I can take just Bainbred. It's quite thin, and I'm taking advantage of this thing so that also it's translucent. Okay, and then I will take, I need to put some water. The one I have here, just adding some additional. It's a little bit too thin for how I like the colors. These ones I will mix them. Okay, let's continue now. So we use the Gothard brown. It's more chocolate color like. We can use Reynolds height to help us on this. Or if you don't, or you can even use dry bark if you want it. Okay, something like that. We can even use some black, Corvus black, and some bars to make it even darker, to increase the contrast. And now bring red brown. Here I will put main red brown directly first, and then you thin it down with Gothard. When you make it to match with Gothard, you can use some Reynolds height. We make that is everything, its transitions are smoother. Okay, I'm going to work again on this part here. Now we'll use Gothard brown here. Another red here. Now I'm using Reynolds height. Even black here in this part. And we end up with red blade. going to use directly this moment Rhinos to make it the transition softer. I will put some black here again. And let it mix. So I have here at the back I will use Rhinos height. And even some black again. To exaggerate this. And use some membrane brown. I use it very thin, as you can see. And we will wait that dries. And I think for the hat I will use a different technique. I will use different colors. So what I will do the same on the sleeves because it's the same jacket. Okay, I will do all the jacket as you have seen, how I did this part here at the bottom, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step I'm going to add some scratches, some random scratches on the jacket. So I'm going to use the Bentley brown. I will change to very thin brush because I want to do the scratches quite thin. Okay, I will start with Bentley brown. And I'm going to do something like that. You want them to be quite subtle. I don't want them to be super visible, but I need to add a little bit more. Something we can add, for example, here, like that. Is to add some texture. The idea is to add some texture to the leather. Okay, especially on the edges, you want to do something like that, and then I will do the same on the bottom edge. And I'm using a very thin brush in purpose, because then I can do very subtle and small scratches. This is what we want to do. I don't want to overdo. You can make like something like that there. Because not all the scratches will be lines. Some can be like impacts or something, or can be a little bit of this being peeled a little bit there, the leather, or it's been damaged. I will go like that here. Okay, and now I will do this one there. And I will do one here on the side. Okay. And I think I will not. And then I will change brown. I will go for more from brown. But I have it here in the palette. And I will use more from brown to highlight the bells. The darker ones, okay? So again, I will go with this thin brush in that case. And I will do this next on the bells. I will start from the edge. And I will do like very small strokes. And the same on the other side. And then you can do some of them crossing. Okay. And I will do the same on this small bag because it has the same. I imagine it has the same type of leather. Okay. And I will do as well the big bell that have in the belly. Like that, okay? Then if you want to do some parts that are even lighter, what I will use is Death Claw. Not Squawk, I'm using Death Claw, this one. Okay, I'm using Death Claw, and I'm going to, in some places, add some additional highlight. Because this will add even more depth to the highlight we already did. As you can see, I try to do the scratches very subtle. And I'm going to do the same on the back. In the case, I will do just like that. And if I find that it's too exaggerated, come back with more from brown. Or even I can use a little bit of Reynolds height. And make it thinner. And like that. I'm going to highlight all this darker brown, okay? So I'm going to do the same for the rest of the bells, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, so this is how we are now. We have done the bells, and next I'm going to work on the hat. And the hat I will use a different highlight. I will use, in that case, XV88 to give it a more yellowish finishing. I'm still having too many browns on my palette. And we're going to do the next on the hat. I'm going to this one. I'm going to apply like that. I'm going to do some long scratches. You can see I'm trying to do it slowly. I will go for a thinner brush and we'll take some water. Okay. Now we are going to keep adding some more scratches like that on the border of the hat. Okay. You want to be irregular. Like here. this one like that. Do this, and here we can add some like scratches, shades and highlights in this direction. We have like that. Okay, and then I'm going to thin down this very strong highlights using dried bark. Okay, so I'm using the dried bark to make them less stark. I'll take again XV88, and as I have not cleaned the brush, you can see I started very strong, but I went lighter, and now again we take Runner's height, not Runner's height, sorry, dried bark, and I do like that. More dried bark. Okay. And now I'm going to use dried bark to thin some of these things. And as well, I can use dried bark to add a little bit of shade at this part. Okay, we are going to use even a little bit of black in this area. And now dried bark. Okay, wait a little bit more on the top of the hat. Something like that. Next, I'm going to use the Messy Desert. I'm going to now work on the lighter brown. Okay, and I'm going to work with the Messy Desert on this one here. Like that. The Messy Desert is a aqua, but it is very light, almost yellow. So you have to be careful. And I will combine with XV88 if I think that is too light. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm adding extra highlight to these gloves. And on this part I will start with first XV88. Like that. And then I'm going to use now the messy desert on the sticks. Okay, and here we're going to use again HV88 and the messy desert as we did on the front part on the gloves. Okay, and on the wood I will use Death Claw Brown, the same that we used before, but here I go directly with Death Claw. I don't add more front ground in that case. Here again too close to the leather, so I'm going to use no Reynolds height. Clean up and XV88. Okay. This part there I'm going to use XV88. Show this decoration in the hat. And we're going to use dried bark with it to thin these highlights. Okay, I'm going to do the wood of the weapon in the same way as I did the axe, and in case I need lighter color, a darker color, I use Reynolds height. Okay. There's my mistake. So we'll take Reynolds. Let's do here. And here I would use a little bit more from brown. Sorry. Okay. Then on the black leather, I'm going to use downstone, and I'm going to do something like that. To these edges I go with the brush sideways. And you want to be quite subtle with all these scratches there. And here I will do the opposite, I will add some Corpus black because it's too light. Okay. And yeah, the boots I don't think I need to do anything else, I think they look correct. Now the next I want to do is on the metallics, I'm going to take iron breaker again and I want to highlight the metallics. They are too dull at this moment. We should add some brightness. Okay. Like that. Okay. And I'm going to do like that here. And the shoulder pads, we are going to do some edge highlighting, the same on the hammer. Then we can add some scratches. Okay. So now we are going to highlight all the metal parts like that, including the protection on the legs. And I will be back once this is done. Okay, so this is how it looks like once I have done the metal, and I think here we can finalize the work on this guy. So quite happy how it looks like. I think it's going to be a nice hero for the course city, and I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. So please give a like if you have liked the video, share if you think other people can be interested, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye. Thank you.